Hi, my name is Andrea if you are new to my channel, and today I'm going to be answering questions that you have asked. The most common question that I have received is about the music that I use in my healing videos. I get all of that music from Epidemic Sound. With Epidemic Sound, you can get an account to use music that creators create and put it in your videos. If you don't use Epidemic Sound or you don't want to and you want to search Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube for similar music that I use, you can search for soothing sounds, meditation music, sound healing, 432 or 528 hertz, singing bowls, and you'll get a wide variety of things that you can choose from. On my video where I demonstrate a 30-minute Reiki session, I've gotten a lot of questions about what the exact music is that I use in that, so you can find the link to that down in the description. Next question. Can I ask you what you think or what you visualize when you place your hands in each chakra to remove the blockage? I am not thinking about anything. When I am on any part of the body, I would best describe it as a meditation. I am receiving and I'm open, and my intention is to allow divine, the purest energy to flow. And I just place my hands there and that's it. I'm open to receiving. Sometimes I get messages, sometimes I get urges or feelings to do certain things with my hands or to place a crystal there, but I am just open, receptive, and a channel. The next question is, would love to know more about your scanning process for yourself and clients. When I'm healing or balancing my own energy or a client's energy, I use either my hands or a selenite wand to get an idea of where energy might be stuck, where it's not balanced. And the way that I do that is, let's say I'm using my hand. I just take my hand and I close my eyes and I hover my hand over the whole entire body. So I'll do it for myself, or if I am doing it on someone else and they're laying down, I'll do it this way. I tend to feel different sensations when I'm over different areas of the body, depending on how the energy is moving, if it's blocked, if it is overactive, if it is balanced and completely clear. Sometimes I'll feel like a little ping, or I'll hear ping, ping, and that tells me, okay, that area is good, it's clear. If it's blocked, sometimes I'll feel like my arm feels really heavy, or it's moving really slowly, or I feel it kind of like tension is there, and that tells me, okay, this is an area where I definitely want to do some hands-on healing or hovering over that, or put a crystal there to help balance and flow the energy. That is how it works for me. And the same thing if I have a selenite wand, I'll use that instead of my hand. And the reason why I use that is because that clears energy as well. So if I feel like I need an extra tool, or sometimes I just feel really drawn to selenite that day, I'll use that. But either way, it works. Do your own scanning, close your eyes, and just notice the different sensations that you feel in your hand as you're going over different parts of the body. You may experience the same things as I do, but it also might be different. So experiment and see what you get over time, and that will give you clues as to how you can scan and see what's happening with the energy and whoever you're working with. Next question. I am a Reiki healer. Can you explain how your inhaling does not take on the energy of the person you are healing? Though you are protected, that is a lot of inhaling of energy. The inhaling is something that just came naturally to me and started happening. After I did level 3, literally when I was there, we did a fire ceremony afterwards where we set intentions of things that we wanted to bring in and then things we wanted to let go of. And we wrote it down on a piece of paper and then we threw it in the fire, whatever we wanted to release. Anytime anyone threw their paper into the fire, I did that. And that was the first time that ever happened, and I had no idea what was going on. Afterwards, I asked my teacher, and she said that I was clearing energy and helping people clear energy, and that's something that she did too, and she didn't learn it. It just kind of happened naturally. When I'm doing a session, sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not picking up anything. I'm not holding on to it. My body just literally and releases it. So it inhales and automatically releases. So there's no way for me to hold on to it because it is just a breath in and a breath out. Can you also explain why you snap? Is that a way to end the flow of negative energy? Kind of. So when I am snapping, I am transmuting the energy. So if I gather up energy, I give it to an element. I give it to air. If there's water nearby, I'll give it to water. I'll give it to the earth. If there's fire, like a candle, I'll give it to the fire. And so whichever element I give it to, I have it in my hands. I set the intention, okay, element, please transmute this. And I wipe it off of my hands to symbolize I am not holding on to this, I'm giving it to you. And the snap is the transmutation of that energy. On my video where I show a full Reiki session, I got a question, what crystals did you use? I used amethyst, blue calcite, sodalite, aventurine, tiger's eye, carnelian, and obsidian. I usually use crystals that relate to each of the chakras. Every session I don't use the same crystals. It really depends on either what I have available or what I feel drawn to. For that video, I used amethyst on the third eye, which I usually do. Sometimes I might use clear quartz or opal or another crystal that I'm drawn to, but amethyst I feel like really opens up this center here. Sometimes I'll use amethyst on the crown or clear quartz there as well to just open up the inspiration and the divine connection space there. For the throat chakra, I usually use blue crystals or crystals that relate to that. So in that video, I had blue calcite, which I really love using. And then I also used sodalite because I felt like this area needed 2 crystals to just help balance things. On the heart, I used green aventurine. Sometimes I use rose quartz instead of that. For the solar plexus, I use tiger's eye. Sometimes I use yellow calcite or citrine, anything that's yellow or related to that area. For the sacral, I use carnelian because I was really focused on creativity and that creative energy and bringing more passion in. But again, you can use any crystal that's related to the sacral. Usually those are orange. For the root or the base chakra, I used obsidian. Usually I use red calcite, but I just felt like I needed something really grounding and something that was really going to like soak up negative energy. You can use anything that is black, brown, or red. Those are usually related to the root chakra. The next questions, I have a few from Casey. Thank you so much for asking. So the first one, is giving a Reiki session exhausting for you? It is actually really energizing if I'm doing it right. If I am using my own energy or I'm trying to like push or direct the energy or like make it happen, then afterwards I get really tired. And I noticed that when I was first learning Reiki because I would feel that and I would realize that's not how I should feel. Why am I feeling that way? And I realized it was because I was using my own energy and not acting as a channel and a vessel for energy to flow through me. If I am doing a session and I am holding space and allowing things to happen, I feel that divine energy and it gives me so much energy. I will say after a few hours, I do crash if I'm not taking care of myself. So I always drink water afterwards, eat grounding foods, and basically do whatever I told my client to do because that helps my energy balance out as well. Next question, how do you ground yourself, release after a session? One thing that is great if I can is to go outside barefoot and stand on the earth and imagine any energy that's not mine, anything that I picked up, just draining out of my body, out through the bottoms of my feet. In terms of releasing myself or disconnecting myself from whoever I worked on. I do have at the end of a session like a series of certain things that I do to seal in the energy, and then there's a symbol that I was taught to disconnect energy, so I do that. Sometimes if that's not enough, I'll cut cords. If I'm working on someone and they're experiencing something that I'm experienced or I have experienced, I can tend to get a little too attached, and it can be hard for me to just let the session go and let the energy go. So I will consciously either meditate and visualize the cutting of cords, or I'll physically do it if I feel like I need to just release a session that might be hard for me to let go of. The other thing that I do is right after a session, I don't think about it. If I think about what happened, or I'm like too attached, then I'm attached, and that doesn't help me release it. So I try to do something right after, like take a walk, drink water, listen to something inspiring, just to kind of release it and let it go. Is it true that other energies can make a practitioner sick? I have experienced feeling sick from energy myself. That happens sometimes during a session, oftentimes not during a session at all. Sometimes I'll walk into a room or I'll walk into a space and I'll feel nauseous. I'll feel like I need to throw up. I will feel chills in my body like I have the flu. If you are sensitive to energy, sometimes yes, you can feel it in your body. When that happens, it's important to release it and to let it go, because otherwise you're holding on to it and it's not yours, and that's not healthy. The way that I look at it is that my body is like an antenna, and it can pick up things, and that is helpful sometimes and not convenient other times. If I am in a situation where I'm feeling sick, I like cough, or I do whatever I have to do to get that energy out, but I don't allow it to stay there. Sometimes you can clear it yourself. Sometimes you might need help from someone else to clear it. So if you are experiencing something and it's not budging, definitely reach out to another healer so that they can help you release that. The next question that I got is, why do you use the inverted Cho Ku Rei symbol? When I learned Reiki, my teacher taught me 2 different ways to use Cho Ku Rei. One way to amplify energy, and so that is the traditional way of drawing it, and then drawing it inverted or backwards, and that is to de-amplify energy. If you are using it to manifest and to bless and to bring good energy, you would draw it in the traditional way that you learned how to draw it. If you want to do something like ease or lessen pain, if there's a lot of energy, maybe it's chaotic, you can use the inverted or backwards Cho Ku Rei to lessen that and to bring down the energy. It's good to use if there's conflict, for example, or if you have kids and their energy is really high and you just want to bring down everyone's nervous system. The backwards or inverted Cho Ku Rei is really great for that. I have Reiki stones with the symbols etched on them. How would you recommend I use them? I personally have never used them, but I do have some ideas if I had them, how I would use them. The first thing that I would do is notice what kind of stones they are. So are they a certain type of crystal, and what does that crystal do? What kind of properties does it have? And how does that relate to the symbol that is on that stone? For example, maybe you have one and it is sodalite, and that would be good for the throat chakra, and you have Seihei on that one. So that might help to emotionally clear anything that is preventing you from clear self-expression. Another thing that I would do is I would hold them and meditate on them for self-healing. I might use different symbols and hold them and just receive it and allow it to balance and harmonize my body. Another thing that I might do is place it on specific areas of my body that need extra healing or that could benefit from that crystal and that symbol. Another thing that I think would be really cool is to place them in different areas of my house. So let's say there is an area of my house that needs some clearing, it needs some space clearing. I might put those crystals with the symbols around that space and set the intention for those stones to help clear the space. I might also put them on my nightstand or next to my bed to help me get a good night's sleep or to clear my energy during my sleep. And finally, the last thing that I would think about using it for is distance healing, or if you are sending healing to your past self or a future event. So I've talked in some other videos about how I create a portal to send energy to my past or my future or to a specific thing that I'm trying to manifest or clear the energy of. I would consider placing those stones on that portal that I created to send that energy and use the crystal to clear or to send that kind of energy to that situation or my past self or my future self, just to enhance the healing that's already happening with that portal. The next question, can you tell us more about using the master symbol? With the master symbol, it is a symbol that gets to the root cause of things. I usually use that symbol first before any other symbols to just set the intention that I want to get to the root of the matter. And then I layer the other symbols on top of that to help with physical, emotional, mental, past, present, future, anything that is related to the other symbols. Sometimes I feel like I don't need the other symbols because the master symbol is just getting to the root cause. Some people find that once they learn the master symbol, they don't really use Cho Ku Rei anymore or the other symbols. Experiment and see what works for you and see if that's true for you, because you may find that you want to use the other symbols, or there might be situations where you want to layer them because the healing that's what you feel. If there's anything more specific that you want to know about the master symbol or any questions that you have, let me know. Next question, how can I use symbols to get deep, refreshing sleep? In general, before you go to bed, you can meditate on the symbols, or you can draw them in the air or draw them on yourself to just balance and reharmonize your body. After you do that, place your hands on a different, whatever part of your body feels comfortable to you. If there is a specific reason why you're not getting deep and refreshing sleep, reflect on that and see what it's related to. Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotional? See what it is and then use that specific symbol to help you to resolve that issue. Another thing that you can also do is bless the bedroom. You can use Seihei Ki to protect the space. So you can draw Seihei Ki on the walls and on your bed. And then if you want to amplify that, you can use Cho Ku Rei over top of it to give your space a nice protective and blessed energy. The next question, can you do a Reiki class? I do have Reiki classes, so if you're interested in that, I have some information down in the description. You can click the link to go onto my website. You can message me and I can share more detailed information if you have specific questions. Next question. Hi love, I need help. I'm a Reiki Master. I say it this way because my program took me about a year to do all the levels, but some people say it should have taken longer. So I know some people say it must take this long, or it must take this long, or it doesn't have to. For me, it's more about the practice. I know people who have spread out learning the different levels over a long period of time, and they needed that because they wanted to spend a lot of time on each level, integrating each level before they went to the next one. I also know some people who have gotten level 1, 2, and 3 in the same weekend, and then they spent time afterwards processing and integrating and really practicing everything that they learned. So my opinion on this is it's more about the practice. You might learn it all in a short period of time or a long period of time, but the more you practice and the longer you practice, the more you will become an expert in your own practice. All about practice. Don't focus on how long it took you to do the levels. Spend time working with the energy, embodying it, and that is what is more important. I feel comfortable saying I'm a practitioner, but as there is all this back and forth on the master topic, I fear it leaves me feeling a little like an imposter. Any advice on passing that mindset? Because all I want to do is help others with my practice. That's the focus right there. Focus on helping others, on serving, and on being a channel for that divine energy. I don't think of like, oh, I'm a master in this, because I think that we are always learning. Every day, you learn something new, you experience something new. For me, master is more about the master symbol and learning that symbol and knowing how to use it. But beyond that, I don't think it's about you've learned everything and now that's it. Approach it as a teacher and a student. Just know, even someone that you look up to as a mentor, they're still a student too. If you asked a question, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and you watching my videos. If there's anything else that I didn't cover or you need clarification on anything, please leave it down below in the comments. And I hope that this is helpful and that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching.